What is good, Mystery Tackle Box channel? Today we are taking over the MTB channel.
And we're gonna have a bunch of fun, man. He's hanging with the Southern boy today, down from Michigan. We're fishing some Texas waters. Ooh, get ready.
Yes, sir. So we have the MTB right here, and it is in a bag because I traveled down here from Michigan, and we could not bring like 10 Mystery Tackle boxes down here, but we're gonna crack this thing open and show you guys what we have to work with for today's MTB Slam. Nice little Jewel Asco plug, but this is our mystery tackle box. So let's pull out the card first things first. So the first thing that we have on the list right here is the Googan Squad Flat Banger off of their new line of hard baits, which I have actually had a good time using down here in Texas. They actually released them when a lot of the fishing in Michigan was kind of done for, but Googan Squad Flat Banger is going to be number one on the list right here. Retails for $7.99. And then the second thing on the list, we have the 1,000 Fish Saw Craw Awesome Jig Trailer, or you could throw this thing on a Texas rig. Thankfully, they have provided you with both. So you could either throw this thing on the 4-aught Stickies hook, or you could throw it on the Lumberjack jig, both also in the box. The pack of Saw Craws retails for $5.99. The EWG hooks retail for $2.10, and the Lumberjack jig retails for $3.79. So that is the bulk of the box, but we do have one more bait in store for you guys today, and that is the Sweet Spot Tackle Finesse Worm. So we're gonna go to town and break these up between both of us. I'm gonna have my GoPro running, he's gonna have his running, and we're gonna knock out this MTB Slam at this Texas pond right here. Let's go. To start this MTB Slam off, I'm gonna go with the Lumberjack Flippin' Jig, and I'm also gonna pair it up with the Saw Craw. It's always really nice when MTB kind of throws you lures that go together, so this is gonna be a perfect little trailer for the back of this Lumberjack Flippin' Jig right here. So let's get her tied up right now. Okay, so we have the Lumberjack Jig tied up, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this Saw Craw, trim her down just a bit right here to make her the perfect size for this jig. The Saw Craw is kind of a bigger, bulkier bait, and sometimes when you're throwing it on a T-rig, that's exactly what you want, but to make this thing fit real nice and tiny and compact like on this trailer, or on this jig as a trailer, we're gonna do it just like that. That is absolutely juicy, boys.
All right, so I think Bill is gonna rock that jig to start things off. I'm gonna go ahead, I had a drop shot rigged up already. Right here, 1/4 ounce weight, 1/0 hook. I'm gonna toss these finesse worms on here and see if we can't get a drop shot fish to start things off for me. It's about 65 degrees out, middle of the day, it's 12 noon. These fish may not be up by the banks, they might be out deep, and we're gonna figure out which is which, because the fact is I'll probably cast out here, and I'm thinking Bill's gonna hit closer to these walls, and we'll see what they won't hit today. Let me go ahead and just rig the nose of this worm on here. In fact, this seems really good for like a wacky rig, maybe even a shaky head. This seems perfect for a shaky head. Today we're gonna be throwing on the drop shot, and I don't think I'm gonna throw this entire worm. I'm gonna chop it down just a hair. So I just ripped the head off of there. This is more of a 4 or 5 inch presentation here. Toss that on, a nice purplish color with some blue flake. Let's get this thing out there. I think this could do some damage.
I think that we are gonna swim this jig around a little bit because this thing will imitate a bluegill pretty well. It's not necessarily made for swimming, but it does not mean that you cannot do it.
You'll get snagged in here, be careful.
Yeah. It's an insane amount of current, dude.
Yeah, it's usually on fire. I got my drop shot stuck, and as soon as I was like trying to get it out, I saw the white belly flash of a bass that got spooked.
Ah. Whoa, did you see that? Did you see that, dude? Wow. That was like a 2 or 3 pounder just jumping in the air. What the heck? He just jumped for no reason. Got him. Got him on the jig. That's a 2-for-1, baby. On the Lumberjack with the Saw Craw. Yes, sir. Heck yeah, dude. I wonder if that was the one that just blew out of the water. That's like the same size. Very similar size. Dude, that's what's good. That is what's good. That's the first one for the MTB Slam for Westin and I. We have, I think, 3 baits left. That knocked out 2 of 5. Yeah, that's 2 out of 5. So we have 3 things left. We have the crankbait, we have the drop shot, and we have the 4-aught hook, which we're also probably gonna use the Saw Craw on there. Is that what you have on there?
Yeah, I've got it ready.
Yeah. So that's gonna be another 2-for-1, even though we knocked the Saw Craw, but that's a nice fish. Yes, sir. Okay, mama, we're gonna get you back in the water there. That is awesome, dude. Poof. Oh, she's going right back up in the current. She's a current bass. All right, I'm gonna flip your critter now.
Well, do you want to throw the craw, or do you want to throw the drop shot?
Doesn't matter to me. What do you want? Oh, it doesn't.
Which doesn't matter?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
If it doesn't matter, then yeah, take it.
Doesn't matter. All right.
That's the hooks in the craw.
So yeah, so.
And you got momentum with that craw right
Yeah, we have momentum going, baby. We just knocked out the Saw Craw and the Lumberjack jig, and now what I'm moving on to here is the Stickies 4-aught hook, but we also have the Saw Craw in here as well.
Well, I didn't contribute very much, unfortunately, but I was on a bit of a time crunch, so I'm going to leave it to the man. I've got a split, but I tried to knock out the drop shot. Very surprising they did not hit it, but I'm sure they will. I think Bill's going to try some other ponds here. We'll let him tell you about that.
Yeah, Westin has some prior engagements to attend to, but I'm still going to do this MTB Slam. We have 2 of the 5 baits knocked out with that jig catch. A really solid 3-pounder, might I add, but we're probably gonna hit some other ponds like Westin said. This one does not seem to be producing. It had that one really cool area that had a ton of current flowing through it, and that's how we caught that bass, but nothing else really going on here. So stay tuned. We're gonna hit up a bunch of different ponds until we get this MTB Slam done. Okay, so Westin is gone and we are at pond number 2. So now we need to rig up these rods with the rest of the MTB baits. Okay, so I think that we are gonna try to pull another 2 for 1. So Westin was throwing this little sweet spot tackle finesse worm on a drop shot, and I think I'm gonna use this little 4-aught EWG hook as my drop shot hook. So I'm gonna rig this up right now, and we're gonna try to knock out both of these baits at once. Okay, we are rigged up and ready to go, and the cool thing about using this 𝗖𝗍𝗧 hook is now we're able to have our drop shot be completely weedless, which a lot of these ponds around here have a good amount of vegetation in them, and that's just gonna help me out a lot more. So let's go knock out another 2 for 1 bait right here, and after we catch one of this, we will only be 1 bait away from completing the slam. Let's go. This pond is looking a little dingy. I do not know how this is gonna go. John actually sent me to this pond the first day that I was in Texas, and I did not catch a bass. So I do not know if this is gonna work or not. She looks good. It looks like there should be fish in this pond, but I had 0 luck the last time I was here. John has assured me that there are bass in this pond. The last bait we have not tied up yet. We still have to catch a fish on that finesse worm, but I'm gonna toss this around a bit. If I could open the package. Catch goes packaging things up right. So we still have to catch a fish on that finesse worm, but we are gonna tie in the Googan flat banger and chuck this around for a bit, because I think that covering water and maybe catching the first fish on this will help us dial in and catch our second one on that finesse worm. We're gonna use this crankbait as a search tool, find the fish, and then we're gonna get that fish on the drop shot and complete the MTB Slam. Okay, well, this pond was a bust. So I'm thinking we're gonna have to go to pond number 3 to try to complete the slam. Let's go try something else. This is just not doing it. Okay, what is up? We're at pond number 3, and even though Westin is not here with us in person, he is here with us in spirit, because he actually sent me to this pond. I'm gonna tell you guys, it is pretty hard to do these MTB slams when you are not familiar with the area, but luckily I have the help from John B and from Westin, who are locals, and they're sending me to some of their juice holes, and we're gonna try to get it done. So we are at the pond that Westin sent me to. We have the sweet spot finesse worm, and we have the 4-aught 𝗖𝗍𝗧 hook on there, so we're gonna try to knock this out. Pond number 3, looking pretty juicy. We're like in downtown Dallas or Fort Worth or something too, so we have some pretty cool scenery to fish around, as you guys can see. Pretty cool stuff, so let's get to fishing. I swear every single pond in Texas has a fountain in it. It must be like a law that you must put a fountain inside of your pond if you live in Texas. Oh no! There he was! On the sweet spot finesse worm, dude. Oh, I freaking messed it up. I had her pinned for a hot sec too. Dude! We almost knocked out 2 baits in 1, but I suck at fishing, so we caught nothing. All right, hopefully she comes back for us. She was right next to that fountain right out there. All these ponds are pretty shallow. It's probably only 3 foot out by that fountain, so I think that that water movement, kind of like the first fish I caught in the jig with all that current, really helps kind of set those fish up. But I just whiffed hard on that one. Dang, dude. Oh my goodness. This slam is looking rough. We need to make it happen. The next pond better be the juice. Okay. Well, Westin has sent me to a very urban location. We are currently in a parking garage. We're gonna bring both rods with and hopefully knock this out. He also told me there's a good chance I get kicked out of this place. So hopefully that does not happen. But we are ready to complete this slam. This might be the last chance that we get, so let's make it happen. Okay, we're gonna start by this little juicy retaining wall and this bridge with the flat banger. See if we can get this crankbait knocked out, because I don't know any other ponds. He said this one's a decent crankbait pond, and I don't know any other ponds I'll be able to throw this at. He even said this one might be rough. There's a lot of grass, which is not ideal for a diving crankbait, but I think we're gonna make it happen. This pond looks freaking sweet, dude. Holy smokes. There we go. Oh, it's a good fish. Dude, on the freaking flat banger. She popped off right at the side of the shoreline here. Oh my gosh, she murdered it. That was like a 3-pounder. Oh my gosh, Westin did not lead me astray. I think that was my second cast. I want to say that was my second cast with the flat banger, and right at my feet, a 3-pounder just came off. Oh my goodness. Dang it, dude. All right, well, that gives me a lot of confidence, though. That was second cast. We got a bite on the flat banger. As long as we don't get kicked out prematurely, I think we're going to make it happen. Oh my gosh, dude. I could see why Westin said we might get kicked out of this place. This is the most urban fishing I've ever done in my entire life, by far. No! Another one on the flat banger popped off. Dude. Got one. It's a dink. It's a dink. We'll take him, dude. We'll take him on the flat banger. Okay. We got the Googan flat banger knocked out. That really sucks because the first one I missed was like a 3-pounder on the flat banger, and I don't know how big the one was. I don't know how big the other one was under this bridge, but it's probably bigger than that. That is very small. Okay. Dude, we have 3 out of 5 knocked out, and the last thing we have is a 2-for-1. So all we need to do is catch one more fish. That's all we need, guys. Oh my gosh. We might actually get it done. I need to go get my other rod. This is one of the cool. I keep saying this too. If you guys have been watching my channel at all, I'm here from Michigan. I'm down here in Texas, and I'm filming a ton of videos. And I say this in about every single one of my videos, and that is, this is the coolest pond I've ever fished. It seems like every pond I go to in Texas one-ups itself. Like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, right in the downtown metropolis of like Dallas, Fort Worth, and you have this little gem that has some really solid largemouth bass in it, according to Westin, and according to that 3-pounder that I missed. But super, super cool fishing down here, and let's get the slam done. Let's get the slam done, boys. Okay, I'm gonna go back to that spot that I was just at with the crankbait, since I missed back-to-back fish, and we're gonna flip this drop shot in there and end this thing. Oh, Jesus. Oh, dude, no. We just lost our drop shot weight. We still have, oh my gosh, we still have the 4-aught hook and we have the bait, and I didn't bring anything with me, so we're gonna have to try to catch a fish on this thing weightless now. I also don't have any cutters, so we're gonna have to try to grind off this obnoxiously long tag end on some concrete. Okay, well, boys, that just made things a little bit more interesting. I was sitting sky high knowing that within the next like 2 minutes we were probably gonna catch a fish, to now we have this thing weightless. It might not be the worst move, but it definitely just threw a wrench in our plan. We're gonna chuck one way up in this drain. Oh my gosh. If we get one in here, it's gonna be wild. It will be wild. There she is. There she is. Oh my gosh, that's a dink. Get her in here. That's the slam, boys. That's the freaking slam. On the sweet spot bait finesse worm and the 4-aught Sticky's hook. That little beautiful bass is the mystery tackle box slam right there. Yes. Okay, you have no idea how much I love you right now, fish. You are the most beautiful bass I've ever caught in my entire life. Okay, boys. We did it. We freaking did it. So it took us a while, and we had a few mishaps along the way, but we have completed the mystery tackle box slam. I know Westin's not here right now, but he was definitely a big part of this MTB Slam. He gave me the last 2 ponds that I fished, and the last pond right here, which is one of the coolest ponds, if not the coolest pond I've ever fished in my entire life, and we just completed the slam here. But if you guys want to check out Mystery Tackle Box, I'm sure it's going to be in the link down below. You can get your first box for $4.99. They give you some awesome baits, and I know it didn't seem like it today because it took me so long to complete it. As you guys saw, I missed a lot of fish, and most of it was honestly my fault that it took me this long to complete the slam. But I'm so blessed to be down here in Texas fishing some of the coolest lakes and ponds that I've ever fished in my life, and not to be in Michigan where it's 20 degrees. But thank you guys for watching today's video, and I will catch you guys next time on the Mystery Tackle Box channel. Thanks for watching.